Alright, welcome back folks. Today we're taking a look at the best Among Us players in the world. These are the players who not only helped Among Us become a cultural phenomenon, but are also the ones who are pushing the game to new heights, proving that they're the best imposters around. Who knows, your favorite streamer or YouTuber might be on this list. So let's get into it. But before we rattle off the best players in the world, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, number 10. Sodapoppin. You guys know we had to start the list off with Sodapoppin. Sodapoppin has 1 million followers on YouTube and over 5 million on Twitch, making him one of the most popular and influential streamers out there. But okay, what makes Sodapoppin so special? Among Us was a pretty obscure little indie game until Sodapoppin began streaming it to his millions of viewers. After that, well, suddenly everyone began to stream the game. Like seriously, there was a huge spike in streams once Sodapoppin popularized the game in July of 2020. And after that, honestly, there's no going back. I mean, without Sodapoppin streaming the game to his millions of followers, there's a chance that we wouldn't even be talking Among Us today. We'd probably be busy talking about Fall Guys or something. So shout out Sodapoppin, who helped make Among Us the hit that it is. Now let's move on to someone who helped innovate Among Us. MrBeast. One of the most successful YouTubers out there, MrBeast is well known for his wacky business schemes and shenanigans, as well as his influence over the gaming community. While MrBeast didn't set the trend for Among Us, he certainly did innovate the game and change the conversation around with. As Among Us was blowing up, MrBeast focused his energy on promoting and commissioning mods for the game, like the 100-player lobby, which helped start off the huge modding community. And of course, MrBeast held his fair share of tournaments for the game. And who can forget the crossovers he had with fellow Among Us players like Pewdiepie? If Sodapoppin was responsible for making Among Us a hit, then MrBeast is definitely responsible for making it a household name. But now let's move on to someone who helped bring out the jokes in Among Us. 𝐦𝐴. Right, if we're going to talk about jokesters in Among Us community, then we've got to bring up 𝐦𝐴, or better known as MoistCritical. Sure, he's got a penchant for crude humor, but he's still one of the most well-known streamers out there. And while he did join the Among Us hype, he did it in his own way, i.e. roasting everyone and everything in the game. Most of the time, the man is just trolling public lobbies with his signature humor, but he does take the game seriously from time to time. He does make for a good imposter, which is surprising, considering we never took him for a solid liar. Oh well, we're just glad he joined in on the hype, and he's given us tons of hilarious Among Us content. He's also been really self-aware about the game and its community, even creating a tier list of all the streamers who could be imposter in the game. I mean, he literally put himself on the F tier. Now let's pivot to someone on this list who got the coveted S ranking. Trainwreckstv. Talk about a real professional player, huh? Sure, Trainwreckstv has had some hilarious, and we mean hilarious, goofs in the game, but he's also proven himself as one of the absolute bests when it comes to strategy and being entertaining. The man is literally winning Among Us tournaments because he's so sly and cunning. With over 1 million subscribers on Twitch, Trainwrecks has striked a fine line between giving his viewers entertaining matches while also putting strategy as priority. Yeah, there are laughs to be had in Among Us for sure, but Trainwrecks is one of the few streamers out there who seems to be focusing on strategy and winning, and it clearly seems to be working, as he's getting just more and more popular as the days go by. Some of his elaborate stories that he tells when cross-examined are seriously hilarious and worth writing down in books for Among Us strategies. We can sure learn a lot from him, but our next player is one who should design an entire course around Among Us strategies. DisguisedToast. If you guys thought Trainwrecks was one of the smartest Among Us players out there, wait till you hear about DisguisedToast. Though we're pretty sure you know his deal, so we'll be quick. DisguisedToast, aka 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤, is the absolute GOAT in Among Us. He's always super calm and reserved and can BS himself out of any situation. This man is operating on a whole other level for imposters to get kills, and he's even memorizing the colors of his fellow crewmates. He hasn't participated in any official tournaments, which is kind of surprising considering many believe he is the best logical player out there. But honestly, he seems like the kind of guy who's more concerned about playing the game than winning it. He's always coming up with insanely interesting and entertaining strategies that leave us bewildered. Every time we watch one of his videos, it's like we're learning something new about the game. But okay, sometimes you just want to goof off, right? Then check out our next player. Pewdiepie. Come on, if we're making a list about the best Among Us players, you should have known that Pewdiepie would have shown up somewhere on it. The biggest YouTuber in the world. If we're not talking about Indian corporate entities, Pewdiepie is a gamer's gamer. Just having a blast and trying everything out, seeing what sticks. He's not the best Among Us player out there, especially as an imposter, but it's always great to see what the world's most popular gamer is up to. He's been having tons of crossovers with fellow streamers, and he's added the game into his rotation, so we can't wait to see what he does with the game going forward. And while Pewdiepie may be the world's most popular gamer, our next player is the world's most unlikely player. AOC. Remember how Sodapoppin streaming Among Us opened the game up to millions of gamers, which eventually led to more streamers playing it? Well, US Congresswoman AOC streaming Among Us made the game a national phenomenon, making it to the top story that week. Seriously, AOC's stream of the game was the 4th most watched stream in the world, and she isn't even a gamer. The reach was absolutely huge, and we can't even figure out how many new players she likely influenced. As it stands, AOC isn't even that bad of a player. Sure, she's pretty bad at being an imposter, but she's really supportive as a crewmate and has made some pretty solid calls during her time playing the game. While she may not be a consistent player, she's brought the game to new heights, making it more popular than ever. But okay, let's move on to a seasoned player. FiveUp. Just like the DisguisedToast and Trainwreckstv, FiveUp is one of the more methodical Among Us players out there, schooling us with each match that's uploaded. FiveUp has a dedicated fan base and has a more dedicated track record as a crewmate. He always seems to be one step ahead of the game, sussing imposters out. His imposter game is a bit weak, but honestly, he makes up for it with his entertaining playstyle. Seriously, he's completely dedicated himself to Among Us in the last few months, more so than anyone else on this list. He solidified himself as the go-to player for Among Us content. FiveUp isn't one for fake showmanship and gimmicks. You watch him because he's good at what he does, and he provides solid hours of meticulous gameplay. What else could you ask for? Before we move on to our final 2 players, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, on to a player that some of us think is annoying. XQC. It wouldn't be a top 10 Among Us players list without mentioning XQC, now would it? He's definitely one of the more controversial streamers out there in terms of public perception, but his Among Us matches have been pretty solid all around. When it comes to playing the games, he's honestly pretty good and makes it for a good imposter and crewmate, but there are moments where his bashful nature can get in the way of him winning. He can get really aggressive sometimes, which has led many people disliking him, but hey, what can we say? We like him honestly. He may be not the best player to watch for strategy, but there is room for his aggressive style in the game. In the end, he's a solid entertainer, and we really hope to see more of him in the Among Us community. Yeti. I mean, who else would it be? It's literal written proof that Yeti is the best Among Us player in the world. When the game was just becoming a competitive phenomenon, Yeti was the one paving the way for the game's esports division, conning everyone and winning every game with grace. We just had to give him #1 spot in an already crowded list. Yeti's got it all. He's smart, he's competitive, he knows when to play his emotions right, and above all else, he's an awesome entertainer. He's the whole package. Sure, he doesn't have the fan base of PewDiePie or MrBeast, but who cares? Seeing him play is like seeing a master school everyone else. But what about you? Who are your favorite Among Us players? Be sure to let us know in the comments if we missed any. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you love the video, then don't forget to hit the notification button. It really helps us out. We'll see you next time on Game Planet.